Hi scholars, happy Tuesday. I'm excited to do math with you today. Today we're going to be playing a game called True or False. And this game is similar to the game that you played called True or False Equations, but this time we're going to play with number bonds. So we're going to look at a number bond, decide if it's true and it makes sense, or if it's false and it doesn't make sense. And then finding ways, if it's false, to edit it to make it true. So before we begin doing that, let's review some of our math symbols. So everyone, this symbol is plus. It means and. Everyone, this symbol is minus, and it means take away. Everyone, this symbol is equal, and it means is, or is the same as. Everyone, this symbol is does not equal to, or is not. So now that we reviewed our math symbols, I'm going to write our first number bond. Remember, you are going to figure out if this number bond is true and it makes sense, or if it's false and it doesn't make sense, and explain your thinking. So take a second, look at our number bond, decide if it's true or if it's false, and why. Great. So if I'm looking at this number bond, I first have to figure out which one's the whole and which one's the parts. I know that the whole is the one where there's two lines coming out of it. So the whole in this case is 3. And the parts are here at the end of those lines. So the parts here are 2 and 1. I'm going to write a number sentence to help me think about this number bond. So 3 is same as the two parts, 2 and 1. I know that if I was to draw pictures, to help me think about if this side of the equation is the same as this side, it would look like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 to match the number 2, 1 to match the number 1. So let's count this all together. 1, 2, 3. Oh, the last number I said is 3. So 3 is the same as 3. I know that's the same numeral and the same quantity. So this number bond is true because it makes sense. 3 is the whole and the parts are 2 and 1. Let's do another one. We are going to look at the next number bond, figure out if it's true and it makes sense, or if it's false and doesn't make sense, and a reason why. So take a second, look at our number bond. Is it true or is it false, and why? Great. So remember that this is the whole, these are the parts. Again, I'm going to write our number sentence that matches this number bond to help me get an idea if this is true or false. So 7 is a whole is the same as these two parts, 3 and 5. So again, I'm going to draw circles to match these numerals. So I know how many is on this side of the equation and this side to see if they match or if they're equal. So 7 circles, the same as this numeral 7. Drawing 3 circles to match the numeral 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles to match the numeral 5. And now I'm going to add these together. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The last number I said is 8. So on this side of the equation, it's 8. So I'm going to rewrite that. It would look like this. 7 is the same as 8. Oh, I know that these are different numerals. They're not the same. And they're different quantities. So 7 is not the same as 8, which means that this number bond is false, and it doesn't make sense. So now that we know that this number bond is false and it doesn't make sense, our job is to edit it to make it true. One way I could do that is by using the is not sign. So it would read, 7 is not the same as 3 and 5. Another way I can do that is I can change the number bond, the whole of the number bond. If I know that 3 and 5 are the parts, and when I add them together, it makes 8, I can erase that 7 in the whole of the number bond to write the number 8. Another way that I can edit this number bond to make it true and make it make sense, so I'm going to change that to the original number bond, is I can edit one of the parts. So if the whole is 7 and I know that one of the parts is 3. I'm going to change the other parts so that it makes sense to make 7. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add on from 3 until I get to 7. So I'm going to hold 3 in my brain. And I'm going to put one finger up for each number that I hear. So starting at 3. Ready? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm stopping at 7 because I'm reaching that hole. So let's count our fingers. How many do we add on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Last number we said is 4. So my other part of this number bond is 4. So I know that 7 is the same as 3 and 4. I'm going to write that here, this number sentence, so it matches my number bond that I edited to make true. 7 is the same as 3 and 4. Great. Let's do one more together, scholars. Notice that as we're drawing these number bonds, the position or how they look has changed, but we know which ones are the whole and which ones are the part because we're looking carefully. We know that the whole has 2 lines coming out of it, and at the end of it is the part. So take a look at this number bond, figure out for yourself, is it true and it makes sense? If it's false and it doesn't make sense, and explain your thinking. Great. So again, I'm going to write the number sentence or the equation next to it that matches this number bond to help me think about whether or not this number bond is true or false. So the whole is 8, the parts are 3. So, 3 and 3. So 8 is the same as 3 and 3. In this case, we're going to decide if this side of the equation is same as this side because of this symbol equal. I'm going to use my fingers this time. So I'm going to figure out if 3 and 3 is same as 8. So on one side, I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, and the other side I'm going to put 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's add them all together. Ready, set, count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The last number we said is 6. So I know if I wrote that again, it would look like 8 is the same as 6. Oh, I know that 8 and 6 are different numerals, and they're different quantities. So this is not the same. So we know that this number bond is false. It doesn't make sense. So now, scholars, it's your turn. You are going to edit this number bond to make it true and to make it make sense. Remember that you can use this in many different ways. You can write a number sentence, use your fingers, draw pictures to help you think about whether or not this number bond makes sense when you edit it. We can't wait to see what you do. Have a great day, scholars.